Hi, this is Paul. I want to make a video about last night's SmackDown. Well, if you've been following wrestling, this has been a while since I did a wrestling video on this channel. But the whole when Cody Rhodes went back to the WWE, and he became a even bigger star now that he has, since when he left, he became like basically the #1 baby face, and he faced Roman in the World at WrestleMania last year, and of course he lost with interference from of course from the Jesus Christ, I forgot the name of the what do you call his faction? The Bloodline. Excuse me, Jesus, I'm sorry, I'm drawing a blank on the Bloodline. But anyway, in any event, uh, and there was this whole big story about Cody finishing the story. Okay, and they even had Cody win the Royal Rumble this year, and he of course point towards the sign saying he's gonna face Roman again. And so that's what everybody thought it was going to be. But then we had other things happen. The Vince McMahon scandal happened, and also, which I think plays a part in this. And then I'll explain what I mean later. And also, CM Punk, who came back too, he got injured at the Royal Rumble, so he can't. He's going to be gone for like 4 to 6 months, so maybe even longer, because his other tricep muscle when he was in AEW, and it took him like 9 months before he came back. And then also Brock Lesnar with the whole Vince McMahon scandal, he was sort of mentioned with that. So they was actually going to have Brock come back, but they couldn't because of the scandal. So they kind of told Brock, they scrapped plans to have Brock in the Royal Rumble. And I think the plan was for Brock to face Gunther, maybe for the Intercontinental belt at WrestleMania. But since Brock is currently persona non grata, now that may change depending on this lawsuit, how quickly this lawsuit gets settled, and if Brock Lesnar gets cleared from it. If if this girl comes out and says, "Listen, Brock Lesnar was not the superstar I was talking about," and stuff, then, but they kind of hinted that it was. So, but like I said, unless they clear his name, I think publicly, I don't think you're going to see Brock for a little, at least for a while. You're not going to see him. Okay, because they don't want the publicity. I think TKO, who bought the WWE, they kind of they're gonna settle this case fast because before this blows up even more. And somebody said something that I didn't make sense to me, but actually kind of makes sense, that maybe they switched it because The Rock came out last night after Cody and Roman had their face off, and he basically told Roman that I want that belt, I want the belt. But then he said it won't be at WrestleMania, which threw everybody off. And then, of course, The Rock came out, which was a surprise to a lot of people. He came out, and then he said something that he got in the ring with Cody and Roman, and he whispered something and stuck his hand out and shook Cody's hand, and he whispered something to him, and then Cody left. Okay, and then the show, Rock and Roman kept, basically facing it, moving slowly towards each other, and then it went off. SmackDown. So now everybody thinks that Cody is not going to, especially with what happened on Monday too, with Seth Rollins telling Cody to choose me and disparaging Roman. Then Roman actually ripped into Seth on SmackDown. But now that makes people think that Cody is going to actually go for the other belt that that Seth Rollins has, and then The Rock will face Roman for the title and for the head of the family. Which pissed off a lot of people because people said, they wanted Cody to finish the story. That was the whole big thing about, they're making a big deal about Cody finishing the story. Okay. The big speech that he made when he came back. So, about finishing the story. So that's what everybody thought was going to happen. Now everybody's, of course, pissed that it's going to happen. Now, I was thinking that maybe, hopefully WWE is not this tone deaf, because they had to know that this was not going to go over well. No, I don't care how popular The Rock is. It's not, basically screwing over Cody Rhodes, that, your #1 baby face, is not going to go over well. Okay. So I think this is what I think may happen. Now, we haven't heard The Rock speak directly to Roman yet, and I think that was done on purpose. Okay. With them not actually saying any words to each other yet. And maybe that'll happen, maybe next week or in a coming week or stuff. Maybe even before the Elimination Chamber, maybe it'll go like this. and maybe it's just my guess, a speculation on this, and they may not even happen this way. Maybe they came up with a plan. I would think that Triple H is not that tone deaf to know that this is not going to go over well. But maybe Triple H thinks if we do it this way, what if when The Rock actually speaks to Roman and says, "Listen, I do want to meet you at WrestleMania, but it won't be for your belt. I'm not going for the belt." What if he says, "There's a lot of guys in here that earn the right, and Cody earned the right to face you, okay?" And I talked to Cody, and I told him, to step aside, that he's going to get his title shot against you. But me and you have business first that has to be settled. The head of the table, that's what I'm fighting you for the head of this family, of our family, okay? That's what I'm fighting you for, Roman. I'm not fighting you for that belt, okay? And I made a promise to Cody that when I put you down for the 1, 2, 3 for the head of the table, you're gonna give Cody a rematch. You're gonna give Cody a shot at that belt at SummerSlam. It won't be, obviously. So I don't know what's gonna happen at Elimination Chamber, except that I was starting to see throws me off, because I was assuming at Elimination Chamber that either Gunther was gonna maybe win the Elimination Chamber and challenge Seth, or maybe even Drew might win it and challenge Seth. Not having Cody, I think doing that is just bogus. But I think what they could do, and this is just my speculation, and I don't know if they'll do it, because then they may have a built-in reason. Roman may have a built-in reason to whine and bitch about it. But what if on night one, although you got to put Roman and The Rock on night two. I was thinking about this in my head. You can't put them on night one. Okay, that has to be the main event for WrestleMania. Okay, and maybe they'll have Cody fight The Rock at SummerSlam. Maybe that'll be built in, that The Rock said, if I beat you, I'll make you a deal, Roman. If I beat you for the head of the table, you guarantee Cody a shot at that belt. Well, he already earned a shot anyway, so he shouldn't have to guarantee. But let's say at SummerSlam you have to face him for that belt with no interference, from the family, from the bloodline, with zero interference from the bloodline. Just you and Cody, one-on-one. Okay, no interference from the bloodline. If I beat you at WrestleMania and become the new head of the family, there's no interference between any of the bloodline when you face Cody at SummerSlam. Although, like I said, I don't know why they drag it out to SummerSlam. He won the Royal Rumble. He should get the shot at WrestleMania. But and what I thought of before I kind of squashed it in my head when I was thinking about it out loud. What if Roman and The Rock fight at WrestleMania night one? Let's say, and The Rock wins, which means Roman has to fight Cody the next night on night two for the belt with no interference from the bloodline. What if they do that? That way you can get The Rock at WrestleMania night one, and then you get Cody fighting Roman at WrestleMania. Oh, what if he says this? What if The Rock says this? Win or lose, fight me for the head of the table. Win or lose, you have to give Cody his shot on night two. I don't know if they'll do that, because you think you want The Rock and Roman to fight night one, night two, not night one. But maybe you have to do it that way, because maybe, like I said, I still think it's going to, because it makes no sense for Cody to fight Seth. Okay, because that belt that they created, the belt that Seth has, that's like, it's not the workhouse title like he says it is. It is like they had to create another belt because they let Roman be too dominant, okay? And he beat everybody that was there, so you had to create another belt so Raw could have a belt to be defended, okay? But in reality, the person beating Roman will be looked at as a true heavyweight champion. Okay, so that's why maybe they could do it that way. I'm not sure. Do you think that's a possibility that Rock and Roman night one for the head of the family? It'd be head of the table, not for the belt, for the head of the table. The Rock beats Roman. Although, like I said, having him get defeated by the Rock is kind of like a spit in the face to everybody else that's been reigning full time. And then have Cody face him for the belt on night two. And that way you can have Roman Seth fight either Gunther or Drew or Randy Orton, whoever he's gonna face on night one. I think that would be that's the only way I can see it happening, because to have Cody wait till SummerSlam or another time, or have him go after Seth, I think is pointless, because he already beat Seth Rollins 3 times, so it's kind of pointless. His beef, and just like he said, is with Roman. He wants to pin Roman 1, 2, 3. Okay. Or what if they do it night one? Although you kind of have to have that. I was trying to think. You still have to have that. Although you could still have that. You could still have Roman. Maybe have Roman and Cody night one. See, this is what's throwing me off, because with them saying that the fight has to happen at WrestleMania, it throws everything off. And I know people are saying, well, maybe because of Cody because CM Punk got hurt, and remember CM Punk was going to face Seth, and now you have to fill somebody in that slot, and Cody could slide into that slot. Although I think Drew McIntyre or either Gunther could fill that slot, okay, and fight Seth. Cody deserves to face Roman. Okay, he won the Royal Rumble. He deserves to face. Because I can't see, even if they say Cody fights Roman night one, okay, and beats him for the belts, okay, because that's the biggest prize. So I don't think they would want it on. Although, let's say Cody says, if I beat you, I made a promise to Cody, if he beats you, he's gonna face you on night one, Roman. And if he beats you for that belt, you have to face me on night 2 for the head of the family, for the head of the table. And if I beat you, you disband the bloodline. Maybe something like that, or in some kind of way that this way Cody gets his shot. And that's why I kind of think you have to have it the night 1. Have Cody beat Roman night 1 for the belts. And then on night 2, you can have Seth defending against whoever else. But you can also have Roman fighting The Rock for the head of the table on night 2. That way you get Roman has to do double duty. I think that would be great to do it that way. But you kind of have to get Roman to agree to fight twice. That may be a problem. Although, like I said, maybe maybe Roman will challenge his manhood. Say, listen. So I don't know how they'll figure it out, but because they had to know that this is not going to go over well with Cody getting screwed out of his shot at WrestleMania. He deserves that shot at WrestleMania, and that's why the only way I can see around that is that The Rock and him came to an agreement. Let him fight the Roman night 1, okay, for the belt, with no interference from the bloodline. Cody beats Roman, pins him 1, 2, 3, okay, and The Rock and then The Rock has to face. The Rock has to face Roman on night 2 for head of the family, and that could be a brutal match because Roman will be all pissed off because he lost the belts to Cody, okay? So, and then you could have him destroy The Rock on night 2, right? Have him just obliterate The Rock on night 2, okay? And have something in there say, well, listen, if you beat me on night 2, I will say you're the head of the family, and the bloodline can continue. But if I beat you, then I'm the new head of the family, and the bloodline disbands. So that way Roman has kind of incentive to and then you can even have, say, Cody. We'll put something sweet in there. If Cody beats you on night 1, Cody will guarantee you a rematch at SummerSlam. But to get that rematch, you're going to have to fight The Rock on night 2 for head of the family, head of the table on night 2. How about that? Yeah, I can see that working. Maybe, but you need Cody there in the ring too, I think, to come out for that. But you got to have The Rock and Roman have their face-to-face. But I think it could be done this way. You could say, listen, Cody, he won the Royal Rumble, so he deserves his title shot against you, Roman. And that's going to happen on night 1, okay? If he beats you, and Cody's made an agreement, if he pins you, Roman, and wins that belt from you, he's going to guarantee you a rematch at SummerSlam. He's going to guarantee you a rematch, okay? But only under the condition that you fight The Rock for head of the table on night 2. I think that's the only way I think you can get around that. And fans won't be pissed off, because that way you get Roman fighting twice. Have Cody beat him, finish the story. He got the belt. Roman is supremely pissed, okay? But he's going to get his rematch at SummerSlam, okay? And you can have The Rock and Roman have a slugfest, like a quick fight, because The Rock is out of breath. You can see him walking to the ring, he's out of breath before he gets into wrestling shape. So they can have like a sort of like Goldberg and Lesnar have a quick, like a intense 5-minute match. Have Roman pin The Rock. The bloodline continues. The bloodline doesn't end. The bloodline continues. And then you have Cody and Roman fighting again for the belt. This time, Cody will be the champion. That's the way to do it, I think. I think that's the way to do it. So anyway, let me know what you think of this. If that's the way you would do it, I think that's the only way to do it. Because that way you can have Cody and Roman, night 1, the main event. I'm sorry, Seth is going to get screwed out of having a main event. But let him have he's going to have to be a co-main event on night 2. Okay? And you can have Seth versus, I think, Drew, which would probably be the money match to go. Or maybe Gunther even. Okay? And then you have The Rock and Roman for the head of the table closing the show. That way you got Roman in night 1 and night 2. Okay? Cody gets to finish his story night 1. Okay? Roman gets his shot for the head of the table night 2. And he gets squashed. Okay? He puts over Roman. Okay? And the bloodline continues. And then Cody, and this time you can have Cody fighting somebody else before he gets to SummerSlam. You can have a mini feud with somebody else, but he's guaranteed The Rock or Roman a rematch at SummerSlam. Okay, I think that settles everything. Okay, anyway, let me know what you think. Feel free to leave comments down below. I have links to my social media in the description box: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I also have a link to my other channel, to my main channel, Trepacer, down there below as well. I also have a link down below to my Patreon. I want to say a special thank you to my patrons. Their names will appear in this video somewhere. I want to say thank you to them for supporting me. Always have my back. And again, my patrons only $5 a month. I have tons of content on there, tons of unedited content on there. Everything from movies to TV shows, Marvel shows, to DC shows, to Gen V on there. Follow the link down below to check it out. Also, please give this video a thumbs up. It helps the channel, and I truly appreciate it. Also, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you know when I upload new content to this channel. And this is Paul saying so long and take care.